I've been having some trouble recently with my LUMIX S5 Mark II when it comes to raw photos. They sometimes come out of the camera 3 or even 4 stops underexposed, and I have figured out a workaround and the settings that trigger that, but I don't actually know why, and I don't know if it's a firmware issue or if I'm doing something wrong. So let me show you some examples of what I mean, and maybe if you know a solution to this other than what I'm about to show you, you can let me know down in the comments below. I'd love to learn it. Okay, let's get started with some examples here. So I'm gonna format my card just so I don't have any other files on here and I'm not confused. And then taking a picture of this plant, and let's start in the natural picture profile. I'm gonna keep the exposure the same throughout all of these shots. So I'm gonna be at f5.3, 1/30, ISO 640, and I don't have any kind of filters or anything on the lens. And that's what my exposure looks like according to the histogram. So now let's take a photo in natural and raw plus JPEG. Now let's switch it up and go to one of the real-time LUT profiles. This does say real-time LUT here, but I actually like to use the My Photo style one. And let's change this up to Vlog. And then let's load a LUT onto this. This is the Phantom LUTs, neutral LUT right here. And I'm gonna set that. And I'm gonna leave the settings the same. The exposure is very similar looking. And I'm gonna take a photo again in RAW plus JPEG. All right, there we go. And one more thing that I wanna try is using the Cine Like D profile and loading a preset over that as well. Again, RAW plus JPEG. Okay, and now let's take a look at shooting in natural again, but I want to mess around with the I.dynamic range. I did see one, I think it was a Reddit post where people had an issue with this being on and that causing exposure issues, and then they turned it off. So let's try dynamic range set to high. And then let's turn it off. Okay, now let's import these files and see what happens. So I just brought everything into Lightroom here so we can see what the results are. And the first one is the natural picture profile, and this is the JPEG, and this is the RAW file. So pretty similar. I think the RAW file is a little bit darker, but that's looks normal to me. Looks like a RAW file that just hasn't been processed the same way as the JPEG. And again, that's the natural profile. Then the next thing we tried was the real-time LUT. This is the Vlog picture profile with the Phantom LUT neutral over the top of it. So you can see here, the JPEG is properly exposed. And the next one is the RAW file. And you can tell, I mean, it's about, let's see, about 3 stops, almost exactly 3 stops underexposed. So it's a little strange. And now let's take a look at the real-time LUT. This is the preset with the Cine Like, or so Cine Like D is the picture profile with a preset already applied. And that's how the JPEG looks. And then let's look at the RAW file. Again, very dark. Let's bring it up 3 stops. Yeah, that looks a lot better already. So it looks like the information is still here. If we look at the little Tascam recorder I have off to the side and we compare it to this, it doesn't look like I'm adding more noise this way by just bringing it up 3 stops. It is annoying to have to bring up 3 stops, but I don't know if it's actually doing anything to the image, like introducing noise. Now let's look at I.dynamic range on and off. So I believe we went back to the natural picture profile for this. And this is I.dynamic range set to high. This is the JPEG. And then here's the RAW file. So definitely a bit darker, but I think this is probably still normal. Bringing it up, yeah, just like a stop. I mean, looks pretty normal to me, nothing weird going on. And then here's I.dot dynamic range off. There's the JPEG and there's the RAW file. Again, almost the same. So the issue really seems to be with Vlog or Cindy Like D with the RAW photo. So, I mean, you could obviously just shoot natural if you intend to work with the RAW file. You don't want to have to bring it up 3 stop. I would say just shoot in the natural picture profile. And if you're going to be doing real-time LUT, you still have the RAW file if you shoot RAW plus JPEG. But I guess if you're shooting in this profile, you probably don't want to be doing any editing anyway. So it probably, it should work for you. And just in this little test here, it doesn't look like I'm getting a worse image by simply bringing it up 3 stops. So I don't know what's happening here exactly, but this is the issue I've been dealing with since I got this camera. And this is kind of what I've been doing to fix it. Just either been bringing it up 3 stops or shooting natural. So let me know if you guys have any more information about this in the comments down below. And thank you so much for watching, and I hope to see you in the next video.